7. Urban legends that will keep you up at night. Beware the forest, for it is there that the creepiest things happen. Whether it's the unsettling sound of whispers or the unsettling feeling of being watched, these are the scariest urban legends that will make you never enter a forest again. Number 7. The vanishing hitchhiker. There once was a young woman who was hitchhiking along a deserted highway late at night when suddenly a car pulled over and a friendly man offered her a ride. However, as they drove deeper into the forest, she began to get a bad feeling about him. As the miles ticked by, she started to get very uneasy. And when the driver turned on the radio and an eerie tune began to play, she knew she had to escape. She quickly opened the door and jumped out, but as she did, the car sped away and vanished from sight. Moments later, a police car approached and the woman flagged them down, explaining what had just happened. But when the officers searched the area, they found no trace of the driver or the car. Number 6, the hookman. A young couple was driving down a dark and deserted road when they heard a noise that made their blood run cold, the sound of a hook dragging metal moans. They couldn't believe their ears. Could it be the legendary hookman? Suddenly, the trees seemed to close in around them and the car sputtered to a halt. As they tried to start the engine again, the sound of the hook grew louder. Then, before their eyes, a horrifying figure emerged from the darkness, a tall, gaunt man with a hook for a hand. The couple screamed and slammed their foot on the gas, speeding away from the hook man and his ominous warning. Number 5. The hitchhiker. A lone traveler was walking along a dark and winding road when suddenly a car pulled up beside him. The driver, a friendly face, offered him a ride, which he gratefully accepted. But as they drove deeper into the forest, the atmosphere in the car grew tense. The driver's eyes were fixed on the road ahead, and the traveler couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. When the car finally stopped, the traveler got out and thanked the driver for the ride. But as he turned to leave, he saw a shocking sight. The driver's face was pale and lifeless, his eyes wide with terror. It was then that the traveler realized he wasn't just a hitchhiker, he was a ghost. 4. The dark figure. A group of friends was hiking through a dense forest when they stumbled upon a clearing, and standing in the center was a dark figure. They froze in their tracks, unsure of what to do. Was it a bear, a man, or something else entirely? Whatever it was, it seemed to be watching them intently. As they slowly backed away, the figure began to approach. They ran as fast as they could, but the sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the trees, getting closer and closer. Finally, they burst out of the forest and collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath. They looked back, but they didn't see the dark figure. They had escaped, but they would never forget the terror of that day. 3. The woman in black. A young woman was walking home alone late one night when she saw a dark figure standing at the end of the street. She couldn't help but stare. As she got closer, she realized it was a woman dressed in all black. The woman's face was pale and drawn, and she seemed to be crying. The young woman asked if she was okay, but the woman in black only shook her head and pointed to the ground. As the young woman knelt down, she saw a small child lying motionless on the pavement. It was then that she realized the woman in black wasn't a person, but a ghastly specter, forever trapped with her dead child. 2. The almshouse. A group of teenagers decided to explore an abandoned almshouse on the edge of town. As they walked through the dilapidated building, they heard strange noises, the sound of footsteps, whispers, and laughter. They couldn't believe their ears. Could it be the ghosts of former residents? As they ventured deeper into the building, the atmosphere grew colder and darker. Then, out of the corner of their eye, they saw a shadowy figure standing at the end of the hallway. They screamed and ran, making a mad dash for the door, but as they turned to flee, they saw the shadowy figure standing directly behind them, trapped inside the abandoned almshouse with a malevolent spirit. 1. The ghost train. A train was thundering down the tracks late one night when suddenly the engineer saw a ghostly figure standing on the tracks ahead. He slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. The train collided with the apparition, and the passengers gasped in horror. As the train came to a stop, they got out to investigate, but they found no one. Yet some say that if you listen closely to the tracks, you can still hear the whistle of the ghost train and the moans of its passengers. Now it's time for you to speak. Which legend scared you the most? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and share for more spine-chilling tales.